Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I did film some stuff from this week, but it wasn't a lot. It was a busy week, and so I thought I might do a different kind of video today. And so I thought I would do a kind of how I study video because I had my first midterm this week and I did well on it, and so I think I kind of figured out a little bit of how to study for grad school, and so I'm going to just kind of show you how I did that. Alright, so first of all, I have the iPad Pro, the bigger one. I don't know exactly what size it is, but it's the bigger one, and the second generation Apple Pencil. And I got these for my birthday / graduation / getting into grad school present because I really wanted an iPad to take notes directly on PowerPoints and kind of move more towards virtual notes, because I love taking notes and I use so much paper, and yeah, so I wanted to kind of cut down on that. And so I have, my iPad is not organized like everyone else's with iOS 14 or whatever. I might get there one day though. But so I have Notability. Notability is the main app that I use. And it is amazing. And so in class I take notes on PowerPoints. Yeah. So I download the PowerPoints to Notability, and then I can just write on them as I go along. Let me see if I can find a good example. Yeah, so like I take notes on the PowerPoints kind of like as I go, and that's really nice. I like being able to write on them and highlight the certain things, and since I'm like writing on it, it's not as easy to switch to like looking at the internet or like checking my email like it is on my laptop, because I'm actually writing, so it's good. And then after that, I turn everything into a study guide, like so. So I go through the PowerPoints and I type up everything from the PowerPoints, highlight some things that I wrote down, added in some of my notes from the PowerPoints. Yeah, so I just basically retype my notes out, print them out, because I still do like having paper on, and it's hard to look at a screen all day long. So I type them out, and then I go through and highlight some of the key terms and write in some additional notes that I want to know, things like that. This is my Embryology study guide, which I need to start studying for. And I will go through, Embryology is the best example for this because I have my medical embryology textbook. As you can see, it's like quite, there's some tabs in there and stuff. And so I go through the sections of readings that we learned and add stuff to my notes if there's something more there that I want to remember, or something that kind of connects it all together, that kind of thing. And also there are questions in here at the end of each chapter that I'm working on answering before our midterm in a couple weeks. And then flashcards. For this previous exam, I made lots of flashcards, as you can see here, because we had to learn 50 genetic conditions, and then like some concepts and everything, and so I put them onto flashcards. And I've tried virtual flashcards like Quizlet, that kind of thing, but just it's not the same for me. As like, first of all, writing it all out helps me remember it again, and actually like going through and having it in my hand, I like that just a lot better. So flashcards are a big help, and I'm going to be making a lot more of them for embryology. Finally, what I did for the last exam was a lot of practice questions. So a professor put up like practice pedigrees, practice questions, and I did all of them a couple times through. And as I was going through, I kind of like took stock of like what I knew, what I had to still learn. And so everything I still had to memorize, I wrote down on a sheet, just like all in one place to kind of have to like look at everything that I still needed to just straight up memorize. And then I think the most helpful thing, especially for the genetic conditions, was I went through each of my flashcards and I wrote down the syndrome and then everything I knew about it. And then I went back with red and filled in what I didn't know. And so at first you can see it kind of had a decent amount of red. But then I did it again. This time with blue, and there's a little bit less blue, but like still some. But then finally, this lighting is like rough, but finally there's not that much blue. And so that was really good. That was helpful for me to quiz myself in a way where it wasn't just like I was saying things out loud. I wanted to actually like write it down and see it and like be able to be like, okay, this is what I already have for this is what I need, kind of thing. And so I went through all of them 3 times, which is a lot, but it was good. It was helpful. And then at the very end, I just wrote down a couple syndromes and what I really needed to remember still, because there were a few that I was like, okay, I can't remember this one thing. And so I just wrote down the syndrome and then that like 1 or 2 things I still needed to know. I didn't write down everything about it. I was just like, this was like the last step kind of where I was like, okay, I need to remember this about this one. And so that was good. It was good. It was helpful. The biggest thing here I feel like is being able to quiz yourself. I did not quiz myself this much in undergrad. I felt like I memorized things with flashcards, but I would do a lot of rewatching lectures, looking over my notes again. But this was like more rewriting out things, quizzing myself, and like really trying to put everything together, remember everything. And I tried to combine everything from this class and embryology, because it would be like, oh, there's this atrial septal defect that's common to syndrome. What does that mean? It means that there's like the part that's dividing the 2 atria doesn't form fully, that kind of thing, and just engaging with the content a lot more. Yeah, so that's how I studied for that exam. And now embryology is coming up in a couple of weeks, and I'm scared. I'm so scared because we did embryology in like 4 weeks, and so I don't know any of it really, but we're gonna do our best here. Yeah, so definitely taking notes, writing up the notes, making flashcards, quizzing yourself, reading the textbook to supplement it. A lot of our readings are some of them are really important, but some of them are a little bit more supplemental. And so some people don't find that useful and aren't going to read them, and that's like perfectly okay. But I like to kind of get a little bit more in depth with things sometimes because it just helps it make more sense in my head. And so I like to read the textbook mostly on parts where it's like I don't really get this, and so then I go and read the textbook about it. But then other parts I'm like, okay, I understand this, and so I don't have to do that reading. So yes, thanks for watching. Let's hope I don't fail my embryology midterm. But yeah, we will get back to vlogging this next week because I think we're going back in person, which will be good. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.